from Game of Thrones, Gwendoline. There she is. All right. Oh, Mr. Castiel from Supernatural. Everyone's favorite, fashionista, Felix from Orphan Black, Jordan Gavaris. The man who was about to make kilts happen. Jamie from Outlander, Heughan. Oh, you know him from Fringe and now Sleepy Hollow, John Noble. We have Colin O'Donoghue. The incredible woman, so incredible she only needs one name from Parks and Recreation, Retta. Sexiest spy to ever be drawn, Lana Kane from Archer, Aisha Tyler. First of all, let's have a round of applause for this incredible group. All right, so Retta, as pretty much the professional fan on this table, are you completely geeking out?
A little bit. I was really nervous about coming into the convention center. I never made it in last year because I was too scared about all the enthusiasm. But now I'm into it.
What do you feel about these people sitting down here?
Well, I almost passed out when I found out John Noble was on the panel last night. And then I got to meet Jordan last night. Aisha's my ace, and yeah, too ugly, so I'm okay.
Yes, not a bad looking crew. All right, so for the whole panel, since this is for fan favorites, we want to talk about you guys, the fans, because you're our favorites. For the panel, what has been the wildest fan experience you've had so far?
A really good one was here. I moderated the Penny Dreadful panel on Thursday. I am a massive Dreadful. It was all I could do not to urinate myself. So I was just trying to keep it together. And at one point, like I was like, you know, Josh was talking, and then Harry was talking, and then they stopped talking, and then there was silence because I was just like, and then I realized I had to ask the questions, but then a girl came up to ask Josh Hartnett a question, and she stood at the microphone, and she just slowly melted into a puddle of sadness on the floor, because she was so nervous. She's like, I have a question. And I felt sad for her, because I'm sure she's been staring at Josh Hartnett in a poster on her wall since she was 5, and then it was her big shot, and she just made vowels, and then she died.
What about the rest of you?
I had an experience similar yesterday evening. A woman said, "Oh my God, Misha Collins!" And I was like, "Hey!" And then she just started crying. And she couldn't stop crying, and it became really uncomfortable. Like I wanted to leave. So yeah, that happens.
Yesterday I was on one of those pedicabs. Kill me. And a girl came up. And she said, Donna! And she just went and touched me and touched my boob. And then kept I like that.
That's nice. That's assault.
Omicron love.
My favorite fan experience was actually me as a fan when I met Sissy Spacek.
Here?
I did not meet her at Comic-Con, no. But actually yesterday, something kind of profound happened at our panel. A young girl told us that watching the show gave her the courage to come out to her family and start a dialogue with her mom. So not to bring the house down.
No, that's up. That's bringing the house up. That's awesome.
It was pretty great.
Colin?
Yeah, well, similar. I find it's sort of weird when people say, "Oh,
Colin, can I get a picture? And then they just stand there and go. And they just look at, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna take your camera out, or are you just gonna, what's the story? But, I mean, that's pretty much it.
John?
It's very good, lots of interesting things, Mickey. But then someone comes up, can I have a photo, can I have a photo? And you turn around and say, photo, and say, oh, no, you're not in.
Did anybody come up to any of you guys with a photo outside of either like the Hilton or the Con Center and ask you to sign it, and then it wasn't you? That happened yesterday. They're like, can you please sign this? I was like, that is not me. That's the other big black girl.
It wasn't me though.
It was me. Brienne?
I had quite a good one.
Gwendoline.
I think he called you Brienne.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with both.
All right.
Yeah, and the names too. But I had quite a good one recently. I had to have some root canal done, and I was in the chair, and I'm really scared of dentists. And I was there, and they put the bleach in to like clean the roots of my teeth, and I had a clamp in my jaw, and they had like the plastic curtain things in my mouth. And the dentist left the room, and the nurse said, "Now tell me what happens in Game of Thrones." You were naked. What was it like being naked? Was it sexy? I'm like,
And Mr. Samuel?
I mean, this is an absolutely fantastic experience. It's my first time to Comic-Con, and I'm such a huge fan myself. I got the flight with Gwendoline, and I was telling everyone else, this Game of Thrones are on the flight. So to be on this panel is just, it's a dream come true.
Nice. All right, well, my next question I just actually proved to myself. Do people tend to confuse you with your characters?
All the time.
Kind of all the time. They get upset when they find out I'm not British. I've actually had people get like viscerally angry at me, and then I don't know what to do because I don't know whether like to console them or, I mean, they're angry, so.
Run away.
Run away is a very good like second response. Yeah.
I had a woman come up to me once in New York, and she, after I finished Friends, after Friends was over, like a year after Friends ended, and she's like, "Hey, Charlie from Friends," and I was like, "Ah." And then she was like, "So what happened to Charlie? Like, what's she doing now?" And I was like, "Well, after Friends ended, she evaporated into because she's not a person." She was very disappointed. She was like, like what? Like, was she living in New York? Is she having a boyfriend? Like, how's archaeology going? I'm like, it's paleontology, but good for you.
I get at the gym, you're really vulnerable in the locker room. And I can't believe I'm about to tell the story, but I took the shower. I was getting ready to take the shower, and I had to pee really, really bad. And I wasn't going to be ghetto and pee in the shower, because I do that at home. But
So do all of you.
and so I like ran, because the bathroom's not far. I ran to the bathroom, the stall to go pee, and as I come out, all of a sudden there's a line of women. I'm naked. And then all you hear is, treat yourself, treat yourself. I was like, someone kill me, please.
You can't go anywhere. You're not even safe in a pedicab. So Misha, we're going to talk a bit about fandoms now for you guys. And Misha, the Supernatural fans are known for being very vocal.
I don't think the Supernatural fans are very vocal. They tend to be very quiet, right guys?
Sometimes they can be a bit divided. Different camps, different beliefs. How do you manage being Switzerland?
Are you the Switzerland
Am I
Supernatural?
Am I really neutral territory?
Or nobody's really.
I like to think of myself as a polarizing force, but if that's how you want to.
But how do you manage the different sides of the fandom that come at you?
With defensive karate moves. You know, it's an interesting thing to be involved with because there are so many very, very passionate people and many kind of different interest groups or factions within this, you know, and I'm sure within every fandom. And almost like a politician, you kind of have to cater to all of your constituents and parse your words carefully so as not to be called homophobic or whatever else, or misogynistic or whatever else you could be called if you don't parse your words carefully. I love that the fans use the show as a canvas on a canvas onto which they paint the stories that are most meaningful to them, and that it can relate well to a wide swath of people. That's really exciting. And I like seeing people fight with one another.
Yeah.
So it serves a dual purpose for me.
But different fan groups like fighting. So like Game of Thrones v Supernatural guys.
Actually,
Just inside the
quite good.
supernatural camp fighting each other.
but it might be a good idea to have